Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Today we're taking a second look at the Weihraich HW98. In part one of my should I buy an HW98 video, I expressed my concern that it didn't really know what it was. It's a Target Sporter stock, adjustable for comb height, with a long reach to the trigger, a brake barrel, but with a muzzle weight to make it heavier at the end, like a underlever. And I put my video on and I said, look, I don't get it. Well, what's it about? If you've got one, tell me. Oh my gosh, did you tell me? Thank you so much for all the replies. I mean, I went to bed last night, I got up this morning, there's something like 60 comments on there, all with people saying, well, actually, I like it because of this, that, and the other. So I'm doing, as promised, a revised should you buy an HW98. Now, it's in an adjustable stock, but it's a Sporter stock. What's that all about? It turns out, now, before we go into this too far, I would just like to point out I've never personally owned an HW98. I've had 95s, you know, and because I've had 95s, that's probably why I always wondered, well, why would I need an HW98? It's just an HW95 with a stock that's not that useful, and extra weight out the front, which makes it more difficult and awkward. That was what I thought. It may not be what I think now. So the adjustable stock, after having had a play, after reading some of your comments yesterday, I adjusted the butt plate there. I adjusted this. I put one of my scopes on here that I would use, and I did find that I was actually able to get the perfect shouldering and scope alignment very, very easily. I like that. Lots of people said about the trigger reach, just get a setback trigger, a Rowan setback trigger. Now, I've had Rowan setback triggers, I've got them on some of my other guns. Why didn't I think of that? Normally it's because I don't need it when it's got a more upright pistol grip. But yeah, a setback trigger would help immensely with that. So that end of the gun kind of sorted out. But then we get to the other end. I say, well, why that big weight there? And again, the answers were numerous and all good. My argument was, well, why would you want a front heavy HW98 when you can, for less money, don't forget, for less money, you can buy a front heavy HW97. Now, I was forgetting my own rule here, and I don't know how that happened. I blame it on it being early. I blame it on, you know, there's a lot going on at the moment, a lot of videos going on. Maybe I've got some brain fade going on. A brake barrel is the best. You know, an underlever's okay, but brake barrels are just the best thing because it is so simple and easy to cock. Now, this one, while I'm here, you'll notice that the barrel's dropped a few degrees there. That's because this one is short stroke for the 12 foot-pound limit. This is a friend of mine's one. He's actually given it to me to change from 12 foot-pounds. He wants it to up to FAC power. That's why I've got this one at the moment. But you'll see that that's actually dropped a few degrees. Now, this is a good thing, okay? Because what this means is you can break the barrel, you can pop your pellet into there, and then you can cock it and return it in one movement without having to put your thumbs in places where things can snap shut. I know we always keep hold of the barrel during loading, but it is just easier. Load your pellet, cock it, return, and you're ready to fire. So quite a few of you said you use this for target shooting simply because it is more comfortable and easier to cock than an HW97. And I get that. I actually don't enjoy putting my thumb inside of the big clappy together trap cutty off decapitation machine. It's something I've never particularly enjoyed. And you're right, with this, you don't need to. And then I had the guys who walk the fields with their gun and say, yes, it's got more weight out front, but I'm not a small lad. It's not as heavy as an HW97. And you know what? It isn't. Because the tendons in my shoulder means I can't actually shoulder this gun at the moment. It feels heavier probably than it actually is. So they're saying the weight is lighter than a 97 and the out front weight does help on standing shots. It's a bonus. And also, this part, which I'll be honest, because I've never owned one, this is all kind of new to me. But this section here at the front unscrews I'm trying not to drop it on the floor because it's not mine. I don't want to dent it. There we go. Now that weighs a bloody ton. But you can take that off and replace it with a much lighter moderator, which is still a cocking aid, but is going to help you in the field because it's going to reduce your noise. What a great feature. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind now. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to go out and buy one because it's an awful lot of dollar for what is still effectively an HW95 in a dress. But I really understand why you guys love it. And other people have said, you know, if you can only have one gun, this one does everything brilliantly. The target side of it is sorted out with the stock and with the barrel, but it's also a very good effective field gun. So it is a gun that does both. So in essence, my confusion, part of the things I'd forgotten why I would have liked this, like it being a break barrel, but part of it is simply because I'd never had one. I didn't have the experience to say, that's why this gun is great. And having said that, or having seen your responses, I now think this gun is great. So, should you buy an HW98? It's an expensive air rifle. I think it's the most expensive non-special edition spring-powered air rifle that Weihraich make. I do believe that is the case. It is the most expensive one. But if you only want one rifle, then this fulfills in many ways the role of two rifles. You could replace an HW95 and an HW97 with an HW98. You could say that the benefits of the 97, the weight, being out forward for steady, longer shots, target shooting, well, that's covered by this barrel weight here. The speed of reloading of a break barrel that you get with an HW95, well, you get with this because this is just an HW95 with the extra weight and the stock. So you've got your fast rate of fire. The downsides are it's a little bit heavier than a 95, but not that much, not as much as I thought. And if you take that end cap off and replace it with a lightweight moderator, then the difference is even less. And it's certainly lighter than an HW97. In fact, there are no downsides to this against the 97 except the price. This is more expensive. The weight that's out front is good weight. It's going to stop the muzzle flip. It's going to help with reducing recoil overall. Some people will say, but it's a break barrel. It's not going to be as accurate as a fixed barrel. That hasn't been the case for many, many, many years with quality guns like a Weihraich. The lockup on these is as good as anything. You're going to get the same accuracy as you will with a fixed barrel, with one caveat, which has just sprung to mind. If you get vertical stringing on your shot group when you're firing, especially an HW98, it is almost certainly because of the barrel tension. Okay, the tension in the barrel there. So what I've just decided in my little mind to do now is I wasn't going to do a stripped down video of the 98 because it is the same gun as the 95. But I'm changing this from a short-stroked sub 12 foot-pound gun to an FAC gun. So that's something that people might want to see anyway, what the changes are. But at the same time, in those videos, I will address the very particular problem the 98 has with the barrel lockup and vertical stringing. Just occurred to me, so I will do that in the coming week. But please like, subscribe and hit notifications so you get told when these videos come out. Thank you very much for all of your responses to part one of this video. It opened my eyes. It honestly did. I'm always open to suggestion, as most of you know. So thank you for responding to that. Thank you for telling me the positives of this gun. I can see it in a completely different light now. Watch out for the stripped down ones of these if you have one, even if you don't want to strip it down to do anything else to it, because you will want to watch what I'm going to do inside of there to help with the vertical stringing. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.